Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's Beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Czig Meister Brewing. These guys are out of New Jersey. This is their Admiral's Flagship. Let me read off the can. Admiral's Flagship USS Galaxy. 8.8% alcohol by volume. And can on date on the bottom here is 5/26/17. Super fresh. Today's the 8th of June. 2 weeks. 2 weeks old. Less than 2 weeks old. So big can, big 16-ounce can. My brother Rico sent this to me. He sent me another one of their beers on the last beer mail package. So he sent me this, and the note he says here, Admiral's Flagship, 8.8% double IPA, 94 IBUs according to Beer Advocate and Untapped. And he bought it last week for $16 for a 4-pack. Well, a lot of guys say, $16, that's a lot. No, it's a 16-ounce can. There's 4 of them, and it's an 8.8%. It's not bourbon barrel aged or anything like that, but that's 4 16-ounce cans at 8.8%. So, between $12 and $16 is about the going rate for an 8.8% double IPA. So, not super expensive. I think it's reasonable. I don't think it's high priced or anything, but a lot of the beers we get here at the grocery stores anyway, like the old Rasputin, are like $12.99, $13, even up to $14 for 4 12-ounce bottles. But it is a Russian Imperial Stout. This is only 8.8%, but it's a 16-ounce version. So you're getting a little more than 4 12-ounce. You're getting 4 16-ounce. So reasonable price. I mean, it's not super cheap, but you got to pay for quality sometimes. And like I said, he tells me the can on date here too. I done read that to you, so we know what that is. So let's get on with it, guys. See where this one ends up. I cannot get these guys' beers here. I don't have a commercial description written down, or now that we're not using rate beer, Beer Advocate a lot of times doesn't have anything. It does have 94 IBUs, which is very rare for them to post the IBUs. So Beer Advocate and Untapped both have it at 8.8% and 94 IBUs. I consider that fairly accurate from what I'm seeing on the can. So that's all we need to talk about. So let's stop talking and pop the top here. Get it into the glass, and I won't be able to get it all in the original pour here. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's a little darker coming out than I anticipated. Cuisine is barbecue. The cheese is peppery, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, stronger cheeses. Meat is game, grilled meat and salmon. Glassware snifter, tulip oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter. And because it's an 8.8% beer, Advocate says you can cellar it, but don't do it. This is an Imperial or a double IPA. You don't cellar those guys. I mean, unless you just want a malt bomb. About a quarter finger of head on that pour. I didn't pour it super aggressive. It is very, very cloudy. It looks like an unfiltered beer. Not getting a light, but it's more of a dark brown, murky brown, than it is a red amber or anything. Looks very different from a typical double IPA. It's more brown, like I said, and murky than being a dark amber or a red amber. So let's get a nose to it. There are some nice hop profiles, but I'm getting a strong maltiness to it too. Hints of pine and citrus. A little bit of grapefruit in there. And the maltiness, I'm getting maltiness and some very sweet malt, maybe even some caramel or toffee or molasses. It's not your upfront super hoppy West Coast style or New England style double IPA, I will say that. It's more of a very citrusy East Coast style. But with the color that I'm looking at, it is unfiltered. And it has a little bit of barley wine as sweetness to the nose. So, let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Very different from your typical juice bomb, cloudy double IPAs. It does have some maltiness to it, and I know it's not old. It's got a date on it, less than 2 weeks old. So I'd say this is the direction they were going with this beer. With the maltiness and stuff in there, I'm almost getting some slight hint of some coffee in there. And they didn't put any coffee in this beer as far as I know. But I am getting some nuances between the malt and the sweetness of some coffee. Very unusual. Let's dump the last bit of this in there and get it all out of the can in there before I leave camera. I didn't leave very much in the can, so it didn't change the color or anything. So, very different beer from your typical cloudy double IPAs. From people that's in that neck of the woods. Like I said, they're out of New Jersey. I don't consider this a juice bomb by any means. Like I said, it does look unfiltered to me, but it's not a West Coast style to me. It's not that up in your face hop profile and all that. It does have a little bit stronger malt backbone to this than most of your typical ones do, but it seems to work well with this. Very unusual to get hints of coffee in a double or Imperial IPA, but I am getting some of that. But it's right out of the fridge. It's 40 degrees, so let's let it warm up, let her taste it, and we'll come back and see where it ends up. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Very non-typical for a Imperial or double IPA. Big malt notes. I'm getting some toffee and some brown sugar, like I said before. It does have a nice hop aroma, but it's not a West Coast style, more of an East Coast style, a little citrusy. A little bit of pine. Definitely a little different than what that typical Imperial or double IPA is. So, final chug. Nice beer. Something a little bit different than your typical IPA or double IPA. Not something I'd probably want to drink every day, but it is a nice change up from the juice bombs and the West Coast styles. To me, guys, like I said earlier, this is more of an East Coast style with just a tad or a hint of more hoppiness in there. So, very pleasant. Very nice beer. And I want to give these guys at Czig Meister 2 thumbs up for putting the canned on date on it. I don't think it's a huge brewery. I think it's fairly small. From what I've seen at Beer Advocate, they don't even have a score on this one. I don't know how old, as far as if they've done it before or anything like that. I did notice they've done a couple of different versions of this, so maybe it's brand new. This is the brand new edition with the Galaxy hops in it. So I enjoyed it. It was very tasty, guys. I do think it's an A beer, but it's an A- beer, and I'm gonna give that a 92. 92 in the scale for me, guys. Something a little different, not something I'd want to drink every day, but it was a nice change up from what I typically drink as far as an Imperial or double IPA. So, and I know it's fresh because it's got the date on it. So, and that's what I like, and that carries a lot of weight with this guy here. So, like I said, over to Beer Advocate, they have no score. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 people have commented on it, and they are all May, and then this week. So I got a feeling it's their newest edition of this beer with the Galaxy hops in it. So it's probably something that's just come out and it hasn't had enough time for them to put a rating, or not enough people have commented for them to put a rating on it. But Untappd has it, and they're the same way. They have to have at least 10 people comment before they'll post a grade. So more people are posting on Untappd than they are on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, and I can understand why nobody's going to be posting on them anymore, because I'm not, and not even using them on the beer reviews anymore. So and they have it at 3.92 over at Untappd. So that's their B plus, almost to the A minus category. So close. So, but I'm gonna give it to A minus because it does have a canned on date on it. So. If it didn't, it would probably be in the B plus range, guys. But they have stepped up to the plate, being a small brewery, and have that machine to do that. And they're not using a best by, best before, used by, or whatever by date. So, big 2 thumbs up to those guys for that. So, if you've had this one from Czig Meister, this is their USS Galaxy, the Admiral's Flagship. Nice, tasty beer. I enjoyed it. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in the fridge.